Hello there lovely people, it's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and welcome to Splatoon Global Testfire. Yes, I'm going to be taking you through all the different weapons and hopefully all the different stages, if they let us, and just generally give you a flavour of what to expect in this fantastic demo and, indeed, the upcoming game Splatoon. It's a very informal and relaxed video, so let's just go into it, shall we? Let's hope we don't have any connection issues as well. Okay, yep, it's looking good, and I've actually been through all this before, so I'm going to keep myself pasty. I'm going to give myself green eyes like my real look self. And yeah, let's go for it. And I imagine I'm also going to be getting a tutorial, so at least I'll get to show you that as well. Yes, I have. Now, this is all a bit basic for me. Basically, it's telling me I need to press ZR to shoot, and you use the gamepad, as you can see here, to aim, which is pretty cool and actually works really, really well. And of course you can turn into a squid, in case you don't know anything about Splatoon, in which case I don't know, you know, sort of how you've managed to stay for this amount of time under such a rock. It's just great though. I absolutely love this game. It's all a bit basic for me, as I said before, because I did actually do a preview of this game. I played it for the site, and it's great. I played, well, not the full game, but the build I played was fantastic. And this demo is also very good, actually. I mean, it's only turf war, but it's... oh yeah, and you can go up walls. Anyway, you don't need to see all this. I'm sure you know about all this. So let's go. Let's jump cut a little bit further, shall we? Okay, here we are now. After that nice, brief little tutorial, we're here, and we get to choose from 4 different weapons. There's the Splattershot Junior, Splattershot, Splat Charger, and Splat Roller. All have their own perks and weaknesses and things like that. But I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Well, let's start off simple with the Splattershot. This is the sort of basic... if I start that again, this is the basic weapon, if you like. The Splattershot Junior as well, which is slightly different, but they all come with different sub-weapons and special weapons. Now, we're just searching for a battle to join, if you hadn't guessed that from that up there. Here we go. Searching. Ah, yes, and... while I've got you, but on the gamepad you can actually play little 8-bit games while you're waiting, which is absolutely lovely, I think. It's a really nice little touch. Here we are now, we're in Warlike Warehouse. So I've got the Splattershot, which is kind of your standard sort of assault rifle weapon, and we've got 2 people with splat rollers and 1 person with a splat charger, which is a pretty good setup, actually. Because you don't want everyone to have the same weapon, otherwise you've all got the same weaknesses. Now, basically the aim of the game, if you don't know, is you've got to cover the ground with ink. It's as simple as that. It really is. But the important thing is that you can also kill your enemies, but it is not imperative. And of course your enemy is trying to do the same thing. They're also trying to cover the ground with ink. And there are loads of different, well, 4 different weapons, but there are lots more different weapons in the game. And now I've got my special. If you see up in the top right-hand corner, while I try not to die... Got him! No, I didn't. Somebody else did. But oh well, I did my best. Yes, you can see that. Now, if I click the right stick in, now I can throw bombs infinitely for a short amount of time. It doesn't last forever, because that would be very, very overpowered. And that's it, yeah. Every single layout, loadout has got one of those things. Now, I must admit, I'm not very practiced with the Splattershot, so I'm a little bit nervous to get in close. Oh, there we go. I got someone who had a splat roller because... you know, obviously this is much better at range, because the Splat Roller is rubbish at range. It does have a bit of a spray effect, but it's not all that. But this gives you an idea of what the basic weapon is like. It's very simple. I can look at the gamepad and see what is actually happening in terms of ground coverage, and at the moment I can say that we are definitely winning. And I've got to escape, because otherwise this person's going to kill me. By turning into a squid, you can move much more quickly and even hide in the ink, which is really, really useful. So I'm going to go up here, and I've got this guy, yeah! That was useful. And now I've just jumped out of the ink, surprised that guy. I've got another kill. Not that it means anything in this. It does mean you get a big sort of explosion of your colour ink where they died. And of course it incapacitates somebody for, you know, the amount of time. They've got to... whoa! They've got to respawn, and there's somebody with a splat roller there. He's going to try and get away. However, I've got... my special ability. Has he already vamoosed? It wouldn't surprise me if he had. I tell you what, these grenades are nowhere near as good as the standard grenades you can get, but they do have their place. You'll get to see them, no doubt, in not very long at all. The matches aren't terribly long, but they are long enough, I think. Oh dear, and it looks like the greens are actually covering much more ground than I realised they had. So I better, in this last minute, cover as much as possible and just make that my absolute priority. I'm not going to worry about killing people, I'll just avoid people and cover as much ground as I can. And that's actually where you get the points. It's as simple as that. You see that point counter up in the... yeah, I got someone without even realising it. Up in the top right-hand corner next to that thing where I've just got the infinite grenades. Those are your points. I've currently got... well, I've just over 700. I say just over 700. Now it looks like... oh dear. Oh, it's looking a lot like it's going to be a green victory, unfortunately. Let's have a look. Is it going to be... it is looking like it's going to be them. Oh, it is. They absolutely slaughtered us, in fact. Oh dear. You can't win them all. We had a really strong start, but we just lost out at one point. I think the problem was that I was hanging around in one area too long. And that's the brilliant thing about Splatoon. The tactics are just unlike anything else. Anyway, I'm going to go and quickly switch weapon. We can have a look at something else. And here we go. Where are we this time? Ah, we're back in Warlike Warehouse, but that's not a problem. I'm also this time using the Splattershot Junior, which is very similar to the Splattershot, but it does come with real grenades. Not to say that the others aren't real, but these ones use a lot more ink, and they also do a lot more damage. They have a much wider range, but they do take longer to explode. Everything's very well balanced. Everything has its payoff. And I think I might try and stick with the high ground and try and keep a defensive line this time. Now this gun seems to have a much wider range, but a much shorter range. It's got a greater area of effect by the looks of it. It's more like a sort of a spray and pray kind of thing. Oh, and I've been bested. That is the thing about high ground, is that yes, you have the advantage in terms of being able to see further, and indeed being able to shoot further due to the arcing nature of the ink. However, you cannot always see people directly beneath you, and that can leave you very open indeed. So you've got to think about lots of things. It's a very, very tactical game. And there's somebody down. Let's see if I can... no, I don't have enough ink for the grenade. Oh, someone else got them. That's just dandy. Now, as you can see, those grenades are much bigger, but they use more ink, as I said before. Now I just got taken out by the standard Splattershot. I don't know whether the Splattershot or the Splattershot Junior are inherently more powerful than one than the other, but nevertheless, I'm also going to cover my base, which is actually really useful as a tactic, because it means you get... very rarely do enemies come up on that point. Also, I didn't realise that was a thing. I played this level quite a lot during the preview, which was excellent. Now I'm just going to cover as much of this ground as possible because it's currently untouched. Ah, now I've got another ability to show you as well, which I will show you in just a moment. There's no point using it just yet. As you will see, there is a reason for it being basically useless right now. There we go! Now I've just activated it, I don't know if you can tell, but I am invulnerable. I am covered in a shield. And it's just run out, so it's not very long, but it is incredibly useful. Incredibly, if you like. Now, you see that little cursor there? That is somebody actually dropping down, which you just saw, which you can do just by tapping on the map. Now, someone else is doing it up there, so I think we're going to get... yep! Oh, wasn't quick enough. Got a load of people coming down there. It's looking very much like it's going to be a green victory again. The colours actually change every time you play. Well, not every time, clearly, because it's the same as last time this time. But there is a sort of a much wider variation of colours, I believe. I wasn't really paying attention when I played the demo at 4 o'clock in the morning, just to get a bit of a feel for how everything was. Just for you lovely lot, so that I wouldn't be completely in the dark when it came to doing this video. The things I do for you, eh? Oh dear, I need to get some more ink. See if I can... oh, we killed each other! That happens a lot, and he was Japanese. We've only got a few seconds left. Is there anything I can do? It's not looking good. I'm going to try and jump. I can't. Nobody's actually nearby. Ah, that was me jumping, as you can see there. I'll do that in the next match, just to show you. Now, it looks like it's definitely going to be their victory again. Yeah. Not as close. Well, no, sorry, it is closer this time. But, nevertheless, I still lost. I wonder if that's Connor, one of our writers from Nintendo Life. I highly doubt it, but you never know. He's Irish, you know, as I've mentioned in things like Smash Highlights. Right, going to choose another weapon. Maybe, in fact, this time I'm going to choose the Splat Roller. So let's have a look at that in action. Let's get into it. Come on. Ah, good. We're on Salt Spray Rig. This is another one of the levels, as I'm sure you can probably work out. Yeah, and this time I'm purple. Purple against green, so there's always a great deal of contrast. Now, this time I'm using the Splat Roller, which is possibly the best one for covering ground. And it's basically a melee weapon, but as you can see, I'm absolutely tearing through all of this ground, moving really quickly, covering it with ink as I go. I'm running a bit low, so I'm going to get a bit more in there. And every time you press the button... Whoa, I'm not going to go over there because... As you can probably tell, there's somebody high up there. Oh, not anymore. Let's see if I can... Ah, I couldn't. They managed to shoot me before I could just run them over with the roller, and it's an instant kill, actually. Now, I'm going to do what I did before and cover this area here, because it's basically free area, and there's no sense in not covering it. Only thing is, those cones do get in the way a bit, which is kind of annoying. But it's not that big of a deal. Now, let's zip through, cover this ground, because all ground counts. Now, what weapon have I got here? What sub-weapon? I believe... Oh, dear. You can share your shield with your teammates if you bump into them, which is a nice touch. But it doesn't sort of last indefinitely. It only lasts as long as yours does. Which is a nice little technique there. Ah, yes, I have the sticky grenade. Which is, I don't know. I haven't actually used this one. I didn't use it in the preview. It wasn't part of the build that I had. Or if it was, I wasn't allowed to use it. And so I don't know. Oh, dear. Ink low. No wonder. So as you can see, when you walk in the enemy's ink, you get sort of trudged down. You can't move very quickly at all. So it's very important that you get as much of your ink everywhere as possible. Right. Now, just get all of this area covered, because nobody's claimed it yet, which means it is currently free game, and it is a lot of ground. Run out of ink. Need to get some more. Oh, it does look like we've got an enemy coming over. That is definitely some enemy ink. Got him! Nice! He has covered quite a lot of my ground, so I'm going to try and claim it back. Oh, we've got another geezer. Oh dear, they're invulnerable. I'm going to hide. Oh dear, we've got a whole mob of them in there. I wonder if it might be better to go somewhere else rather than go there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump over to one of my teammates. Here we go. Now just tap on the gamepad. You'll jump straight to them. It's really handy. And it seems a little bit overpowered, but it really isn't actually. It works very, very well. Now let's see if I can sneak around. No! Come on! Away! Oh! Try and recover. Yeah! Got another one! And another one! Ah! Got a twofer! Or a double kill, if you like. Now, using the motion controls, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but once you have got used to it, it becomes very, very natural. And it's actually a really, really comfortable way of controlling the game. It's absolutely marvellous. Honestly, I'm not even going to turn them off when I get the full game. You can turn them off. Which I think is important for people who don't like motion controls, or perhaps have limited movement in their hands. Oh, this is going to be a close one, but I do believe it is another green victory. This is not going well. This is... oh dear. But at least it's showing... yeah. No chance. But at least it's getting to show you guys what this is all about. Now, we've got one more match to do, which is using the Splat Charger. So, let's just jump straight into that one. I have just realised that I didn't actually manage to use the killer whale in that last match. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to edit in some footage, which is going to play over the top of me speaking, where you can see the killer whale in action, because I think it's important that you see all of the special moves. Special weapons, if I can get my words out. Whoa. Anyone would think I didn't do this for a living. Right, now, I'm using this time the Splat Charger, which is kind of like a sniper rifle. Only, it's certainly not as long range as traditional sniper rifles in, you know, well, real life. But as you can see, it makes a nice long trail of ink, which is excellent for going over long distances if you need to. Not so good at covering ground, it's a little bit limiting. But you can still do a fair bit, but it has got some absolutely fantastic range on it. But it is quite a precise weapon. I'm low on ink, I need to get some more. And charging apparently takes longer when you're low on ink, which is interesting. Didn't notice that before. Got him! Oh no, someone else got him. But that would have hit him, I'm sure. So I'm counting that as a victory for me. You also can't move very quickly when you've got the Splat Charge, when you're charging the Splat Charger. I'm going to see if I can get some high ground now. Because high ground is incredibly important. Ink, again, incredibly important. For the Splat Charger. Is it going to be an orange victory, or is it going to be a blue victory? I have got the high ground now, which is incredibly, incredibly useful with the Splat Charger, as I'm sure I've made abundantly clear. And now I'm about to use my special ability, which is the same as the previous one. Well, the first one, sorry. Which is infinite grenades, only these are the more powerful grenades. So, yeah, almost objectively, this is better. But you can't throw them as quickly, and they don't explode as quickly. So I don't know whether they're maybe not as effective at killing enemies. I wonder if we're going to get some geezer coming up there. I don't know. I don't think I've actually got a kill with the Splat Charger yet, which is not looking good. It is quite a tricky weapon to use, there is no doubt about that, because you've got to wait for it to charge. It's very precise. Got him! There you see. Lovely, lovely long range on that. Got another one. Especially compared to things like the Splatter Shot and indeed the Ink Roller, but that's a melee weapon, essentially. So it's got some tremendous range, but it is limiting. They all are. They all have their foibles, which is really important for a game. No weapon is particularly overpowered in any way, at least not any weapon that I've used. We'll have to see in the main game whether there is one. Come on. And the motion controls are really good for getting some really finite movements in. Ah! Didn't charge it fully in time, but at least somebody else took him out. I'm going to see if I can try and cover some extra ground in the last 30 seconds, so I'm going to jump over. Here we go. Because there's quite a bit here. I reckon if I go straight into the enemy base, they won't expect that, and I'll be able to cover some brilliant ground. Even though I am a bit limited with the old Splat Charger. Let's see if I can... Nope. I'm just going to make a leap for it. You can also just fire it uncharged, but it's nowhere near as useful. It's much better to charge it up and do less frequent bounce. Rather than... Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to survive. I'm going to survive. I will survive. I won! I was about to say I won. I don't know whether I won. Oh, I think it's going to be a orange. I don't know. Yes! I won one! What a way to end the video. So there you have it. That is Splatoon, and it is brilliant. This is the global Testfire. This is going on for another 40 minutes for this session, but there will be another session later on tonight, which I implore you to join. That is happening at 8 PM UK time. I'm sorry I can't give you other times because I'm not a time zone converter nut, but I'm sure you can find the information online, particularly on Nintendo Life. And in fact, I will put a link in the description with all the times. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you splat that subscribe button, and be sure to check out nintendolife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.